Hi, Tim here from World of Sleuths. I'm here with the March Mystery Madness tag, version 3, or the March Mystery Madness 2018 tag. It was originated by LizziefayeLovesBooks of World of Sleuths. This is the third year she's doing it. She does it every year for the March Mystery Madness, which she started. This is the third year of the March Mystery Madness, and she changes it around some every year and changes the book some. And this is my second year participating in it, and it's my second year doing the tag. And I have different books picked out this year for it. So with that said, let me get the stuff started. There's for each word in March Mystery Madness, there's 2 prompts. So let me get that started. First one is with March. First one for March is pick a book that has green in the cover, and for that I picked Cat and Mouse by James Patterson. It's the 4th one in the Alex Cross series. You notice there's some green red up in here, and you'll notice it on the spine. You'll notice a lot of green on the back cover. And the next one is one with the Irish element, or like the leprechauns and stuff. I don't have any with leprechauns and stuff, but I do have one that had reviewed for the author last year, and him and I'll email back and forth periodically. But he sent me the original version, and then he updated it after he got reviews by several people. He took our critiques and made improvements on it. That's The Policewoman by Justin W.M. Roberts. See, it's like a crime or like sort of like military thriller that takes place in Indonesia, England, and Ireland, and so it does definitely have an Irish element to it. The next one is okay. The next one is another one with is for mystery. The first one for mystery. It's a mystery that you really liked. I'm showing to you. They were the first 2 in this series. I'll show that they were both from library picks. So let me get my mouse. This is my first time doing it like this. I'm still getting used to the software I'm using now. So they're both from David Morrell. That's Murderous Fine Art and Inspector of the Dead. These were both 5-star reads from me. They're the first 2 in the series of 3 so far. They're in the Thomas de Quincey series. They take place in Victorian London. Thomas de Quincey was an actual person. He was known as opium eater, and this was back in the 1800s, and he wrote books about it. His addiction to opium and stuff, and also he wrote books about murder and stuff, and that that was pretty much like some of the basis, like with the first one, and then from that, but this is fiction tied into his works, but this is fiction tied in with the actual facts from that time period, and it's real interesting, and but with the way David Morrell wrote it, it keeps you tied to it. It's because it has Thomas DeQuincy and his daughter Emily helping detectives with the police there in London solving crimes. It's both times with serial killers. Okay, and every but all the people I mentioned on here, I'll leave links to their pages also, or to their channels, I should say. Okay, and the next one is question is highly for March, or for mystery is so a highly anticipated mystery. If you've watched my channel much, you'll know that I don't look forward, pay any attention to books that are coming out, new books coming out. The new books I read, and that's not too many new releases I read, are by indie authors, and a lot of times it's when they request that I read their books and review them. But I do read some other indie books by indie authors that, like when I get them for free for the Kindle, or low cost, that or they look like they might be good. But for a highly anticipated read, it's one of my reads. One that I have that recently got at Dollar Tree. That it's one of my reads for my foreign book for this for my foreign challenge for the March Mystery Madness. That's the Neruda case by Roberto Pirro. It's because it takes place in Chile, Cuba, and East Berlin back in the 70s, and it just looks interesting. Okay, then for Madness, the first one is okay, let me look at see it again. Okay, pick a book featuring a psychopath. I was going to show the shoot, now what's it? The first Alex Cross one, but then one that I'm 60% of the way through. It's another book I'm reading for March Mystery Madness. It's Killing Red by Henry Perez. It's about serial killer that killed several kids, and then he was captured after one 10-year-old girl that he tried killing escaped, and that led the police to him. And now 16 and a half years later, he calls in a reporter that was there when he was captured, and wrote an article in a paper he was working at the time, and then this take place in the Chicago suburbs, and it got him a position as a columnist for the second largest paper in the Chicago area, and he calls in this reporter and tells him, okay, across the nation there's another person doing the same killings he did, but it's not a copycat. It's a disciple of him, and he's saving to that person's saving to kill this lady now, the girl that escaped. He's saving to kill her last, just before he's executed. And and the reporter's trying to find more on it, and he also let a friend of his, college friend of his, know that works for the FBI in Chicago, and they're trying to find who's doing these killings too. They checked stories out across the United States, all these different stories instance that he told them about. And the last one is a book a book that for madness is show a sportsman. Well, I'm showing one from another ebook compilation. It's on my Nook. It's in the Rover Boys series. It's this series is written by a guy that's behind, not the guy that wrote them, but behind, the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, even Tom Swift, all those books, and even the Bobbsey twins. That they were all part of what was called the Stratemeyer Syndicate. But that was headed by Edward Stratemeyer, and a lot of these books were written by ghostwriters. It would be writers that he'd hired to write the books, and he'd assign names for the books, and sometimes it would be various writers that would write the books. Well, this first book I'll be showing you, it's the first book, and this was one that I'm talking about is the Rover Boys at school. Well, and he wrote this under the name of, if I remember right, Arthur M. Winfield originally, and let me see if it shows that on here. No, but they had changed it on here. But in this, the reason why I'm doing this one, they've solved crimes in most of these books, and but in this book they go to it's three brothers, Tom, Sam, and Dick Rover, and they're sent to a military school in upstate New York, and by a large lake, and they're into sports, and so talks about them playing football and baseball and ice skating and everything, and including and even boxing, and talks about them, and there's another school for boys on the other side, private school for boys on the other side of the town, and that talks about them having competition for football and, if I remember right, baseball and everything. And that's all the prompts for this tag. And there's 3 people I'm going to tag for this. So I'm going to tag Dang at Dang Reads, because I know he reads mysteries, and he said that he'd try to read a mystery this month. I'm going to tag. I'm also tagging Jody at Jody Heart Books, and I'd like to see her do it with Troy, because they did a video together for March Mystery Madness, and he said that he likes crime books. It sounds like crime fiction, and there are several of us that do like doing this, that do like crime fiction and crime thrillers, and I'd like to see his answers. And then I'd like to tag Brian from Brian's Bookshelf Stop. He's over in the UK. He's somebody him and I subscribed to each other around a month ago, and he just recently did a TBR for March Mystery Madness. I'd like to see him do this tag also. Well, that's all I have for this time, so until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.